Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Doc of Detox live Q&A. I'm your host, Dr. Daryl Wolfe. Now, before we get started with the live Q&A today, I want to talk about the adventure of a lifetime. Now, some of you think maybe I might be a little bit crazy here, but COVID is the adventure of a lifetime. Is it a complete farce and a lie? Yes. But the reality is, whether we like it or not, we must have bought a ticket for this ride because there's no getting off. Do you think you can get off for it? No. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to find your Braveheart. You seriously are. Look at, if you could look at this as an adventure, because you do know that good does triumph over evil, right? Okay, and we are going to triumph over this. Now, I was talking to some practitioners. I was doing a practitioner meeting on the weekend, and I was talking to them online, and I was saying that it's like this. I said, look you know what? Thank God for COVID. Do you really think we could keep going the way we were going? I mean, the same people that are pulling the COVID card, okay, are the same people that poison the food, poison the air, poison the water, poison our minds, right? So they're the ones but they've been doing this since the beginning of time. I mean, take a look at it. Go back in history. I mean, it's right there. You're going to have to look at this like an adventure. But the problem is that nobody's done the right preparation, right? It's like, if you're going to go skydiving, you need to learn the rules because you want to survive that, right? Well, understand. We've got to get the rules. And the first major rule, and I'm going to say it over and over again, is you need to learn how to master your mind. And they know that you haven't mastered your mind because guess what? They've mastered your mind. They've mastered my parents' mind. They mastered my grandparents' mind. They mastered my great-grandparents' mind. Come on. They had us going to war for them because they said, if we don't go to war all the time, then, we're going to be taken down, right? They've come out with new and improved, which was just a different type of poisoning. So understand that. It's like this. The Rockefellers, they were into the oil industry in North America. Then they got into the big pharma industry where they took petroleum to make drugs. So you're actually taking poisons into your body all the time. So the reality is this. People will think as soon as they have a pain or an infection or an inflammation, they'll go to the drugstore first before they'll think about their diet or think about their mind that's in a riot, right? So you've got work to do. But in this next COVID shutdown, which they say it's only going to be 28 days, then they'll make it 2 months, then they'll make it 3 months. They want to try to make it 4 months because 4 months should pretty well destroy 70% of the mom and pop businesses around so that all the big box stores get what they want. And because most people are going to be taking COVID checks, you won't get your COVID check unless you get the vaccine. Oh my gosh, you know what? And then we've got these pharmaceutical companies that aren't pharmaceutical companies that have never made any pharmaceutical drugs before. That like Moderna has never made any drugs. It's never made any vaccines. The only thing it's made is the COVID vaccine, which they already made a long time ago, pretending that they just had it made now, when it takes years to make a vaccine. And because vaccine producers are not responsible for how many people lose their lives or their health, it really doesn't matter what they make, does it? Does it really? Okay. They're just going to steamroll us anyways. So what you got to do is you got to learn how to get your Braveheart on. So, it doesn't really matter. If you can get to the point that it really doesn't matter what Bill Gates says, it really doesn't matter what Fauci says, it really doesn't matter what people in government say, it really doesn't matter to me. Okay? I've never followed their rules before COVID. I'm not going to follow their rules after COVID. I only have one rule: to honor, respect, and love, and totally forgive myself for everything I've ever done and fill up my own heart with love so that I can shine that onto the world. I don't need a rule. I don't need somebody to tell me that I need to go the speed limit because I love myself enough. I'm not going to do things that are dangerous. I'm not going to eat their poisonous food. I'm not going to drink their poisonous water. And I do have to take in their poisonous air. But the reality is guess what? It'll take a hell of a lot more than that to poison me. I'll tell you that much right now, okay? And I can tell you that. I mean, I've been up since 5:15 this morning, and I've been going full throttle, and I'll tell you right now, I'm loving it. I'm loving life. I'm going to ace this COVID thing because all it is a flu cold, call it what you want. People have always passed on. You know what? When anybody passes on, my heart goes out to them. But the reality is that everything that comes onto this planet leaves this planet. And you know what? If you're not willing to understand something, if you're not willing to evolve, okay, and I'm telling you right now, if you're not willing to evolve, this isn't going to work. You are going to self-implode or explode or both. And that's the reality. If you're not able to find peace in chaos, then that's what I want to teach you. So, we made a decision, or I guess I did, but I made a decision. We're talking to a lot of my clients and patients, and I decided that I'll do like a product spotlight every day I can. I'll do one a day every day I can. I'll do the Q&As every day I can. I'll keep putting out free information as much as possible. I'll keep doing all of this. But understand, if you went in my library and said, I'm going to devour Dr. Wolf's library on the docofdetox.com and really get into that, you know what? You wouldn't be worried. You wouldn't be stressed out. You wouldn't be getting angry. The reality is what is, And the reality is you ignore people that you don't believe in. If you don't believe in me, you ignore me. You don't come on. You don't come on and watch. You wouldn't, would you? So why would you believe things that are just totally ludicrous, that are stressing you out? If you can't stay off media, okay? All right? All the regular media, then shame on you, okay? So you're actually addicted to the adrenaline rush. And that a lot of people are. Either you're going after dose, which is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and putting a smile on your face, staying connected to your breath, staying in the present moment, the only place of power, or you're doing the adrenaline rush, which means that you're frying out your tissues, you're displacing the calcium from your bones, you're crystallizing, and you're tearing your health down. But you're getting off on what? Adrenaline. So people get off on adrenaline. Take marathon runners. Marathon runners, they die about 5 to 10 years earlier, and they have runner's heart, which is full of scar tissue. And the reality is they're addicted to the adrenaline rush. They want to go to get the rush. And I'll tell you something, I'm getting a rush. You know what? People say to me, well, Dr. Wolfe, do you meditate or do you pray? And I go, my day is a prayer. My day is a meditation. You know that? I'm grateful all the time. I'm not just grateful in prayer or grateful in meditation. I'm grateful for COVID. The reality is if we didn't get the COVID going, my God, there's so many things wrong. Like what our kids are seeing on TV, what our kids are eating, what our kids are being taught by their parents and by teachers. I'm not blaming parents or teachers, but the problem is that's why they call it adulterated, because everybody over the age of 13 is adulterated. That's why teenagers want to find a new family, because guess what? They've been judged too much. And because this is not a justice society, it's a judgment society. Listen, something had to happen. We were going to blow up anyways. The reality is maybe we'll all come together as brothers and sisters, no matter what religion, no matter what color. Maybe we'll look back to nature. Maybe we'll walk away from mankind who's never been kind, who's just been a mass manipulator. Well, maybe we'll understand there's no saving the government. The government is toxic. Let them implode. Let them explode. God, think about it. It's just so logical, everything. But we have most of the government coming at us and trying to take our lives away, shutting us down. You should see the stuff that's going on. They've got taping off all the Christmas shopping stuff is being taped off in Manitoba. They'll be coming to do it in BC. And so when I heard this on Saturday, I said to Peter, who runs our IT, I said, Peter, don't wait to do the Black Friday sale this Friday. Do the sale now. And I said, start it tomorrow morning, which was this morning. I said, because guess what? They're going to probably try to shut that down too. I mean, nobody's going to get anything. I said, at least let's jump the gun here and get this stuff out, because it's not about safety. It's not about caring for you. Okay? It's about tearing you. tearing you apart emotionally and physically. Can't wait. You know, I don't know, that guy Klaus, I'm going to play the video tomorrow, and he's the one that's really behind this. He's like a Nazi, and he says, well, you think COVID is something? Wait till you see the cyborg attack that we're going to do. We're going to shut down everything. It's coming for you. I'm going to play that for you tomorrow. You think I'm kidding? I mean, these people are so arrogant. They're coming out and saying, we are going to shut down, okay, your phones, your computers. We're going to do a cyborg attack, which means we're going to bring down all telecommunications, right? Bloody well, they might even turn the hider off, but we're bigger than this. And we're bigger than them. God, isn't it something? You know, you get a handful of these psycho elite, okay? And they just lassoed the whole world. I'm not going to get upset. I'm going to stay in my Braveheart stance. I'm going to stay connected to my breath, have a slight smile on my face, and I know we're going to get through this. And this will become a better world. I need you to do me a favor, though. I need you to start smiling. I want you to smile when there's no one around. I want you to smile when there's no reason, because if you smile when there's no reason, then you won't need a reason to smile. And this is what's going to get you through. I want you to smile when you're around your kids. I want you to practice doing the Lionheart breathing with them. I want you to buy love bands for the whole family. These are called love bands. I want you to do mirror work. Every time you go to the bathroom, you look in the mirror and you go, Daryl, I love you. Daryl, you got this. Whenever you get fearful and there's children around or your wife, go to the bloody bathroom. Shut the door, sit on the toilet, connect to your breath, stand up, look in the mirror and go, you got this. Become your family's Braveheart hero now. And you need to do that with every moment. And if you do that with every moment, then you're going to own it. And you're going to get what you want. Because guess what? If you don't focus on what you want and stay connected to it, and know that that which created the universe will provide it, then it's just like rolling the dice. Sometimes you'll get what you want, sometimes you won't get what you want. And I want you to get what you want because you deserve everything. And you know what? Here's my deal. I am so grateful for what I have, but guess what? I'm not satisfied. I want more. I want more. I'll always want more. Do you know why? Because I am more. I'm infinite. You know, this is the illusion. Everything in this room is the illusion. This show is an illusion. My spirit is everything. It's eternal. This body is not. My spirit is not inside my body. My spirit is out here. When you walk, you can when you're walking and someone walks probably 2 to 3 feet close to you, you can feel them before they touch you because they're touching the real you. They're touching your energy. And so if you're not willing to feed your spirit, you'll never heal your body. If you feed your spirit, then you'll be bigger than any of these physical problems that we're coming up against right now. I'm going to keep talking, and keep repeating. Oh my God, didn't he just say that? That's right. He's going to say it again. Okay, he's going to say it again. So send in your live questions now on Facebook, YouTube, and Intercom. First come, first serve. We already have questions on here. You can find us on Telegram and BitChute. If I get taken down off Facebook, they take things down now on me. They cut my feed. Okay, so on Telegram, we'll be putting on everything. Doc of Detox on Telegram. It's on your phone. It's really quite amazing. And then BitChute is, you'll see Doc of Detox. That's where we put our videos that we can't put on here. Or when they decide to take a video down, it's always going to be there for you, okay? All right, and you'll see in the description at the end of the show, you'll see the links. So that's where we'll be when we're not here. So let's begin our questions, okay, everybody? I'm just going to grab the pad. What to do for grinding teeth and what causes it? Okay, Iris. Okay, now, everybody, when I say things, it's not to try to be drama, okay? Understand, this here is called the TMJ right here. This, okay, right here. This is the TMJ right here, this area. Just that little spot right here. Now, we call that the FU point. Use your imagination. Please don't say it. You don't need to say it. But that's where we hold anger. You make me so mad. I can't take this anymore. So anger gets held in here. So what we do is we actually get a knot, and we can get calcium and crystallization in here and a little bit of scar tissue, and that can create a knot. And understand something. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you this. If ever you get work done by a Wolfe Non-Surgical therapist, it'll take them 10 minutes to go in and actually lovingly pull the scar tissue apart, free up the crystallization, and to allow that calcium to be free flow. And don't worry, you're not going to ever, when you get free flow calcium, it doesn't go and cause heart attacks and stuff like that. But what happens is that you get calcified, just like how you get calcium stones in your breast, calcium stones in your gallbladder, calcium stones in your kidney. You get calcium stones, or calcium goes to wherever there's continual inflammation. So if you have just some inflammation, you'll get some crystallization from the lactic and uric acid. And then if you continually have the inflammation, you'll get scar tissue. The body sends fibrin. So that makes that little scar tissue knot. And then it gets calcified, because then the calcium comes and it walls it off so the inflammation doesn't spread. And so the different types of parasites and bad bacteria and worms and things don't attack low vibrational tissue. Now, here's the thing. So it can be from anger issues. But guess what? It can also be when you grind your teeth, it can be a parasite problem as well. Okay? But here's the one thing I'd be doing is I would be doing clapping. Okay? So if I had problems, remember something. Okay. The amount of energy you take to do something, in most cases, if you're efficient, the amount of energy you take and the amount of motion you put in, that's how you create miracles. The amount of energy you put in, oh, I tried that. Like you really did? Did you hear your word? You tried it. You didn't do it. Oh, I'll try to be there. I'll try to do that. I'm in the process of getting what? Really? Really? Is that what you're doing? You're in the process? What the heck is that? You'd have to live to your 500 years old. You know what? Take massive personal action. But here's the deal. We can only take as much action as we have love for ourselves. That's right. If your family was responsible for filling your heart 90% of it every day, then you have a 90% chance of hurting yourself on an emotional and physical level. Do you get that? If you totally filled up your own heart with self-love, self-care, you're not going to be terrorizing yourself. But anyway, so what we want to do is we want to clap. Believe it or not, you know what? I clap my neck, my face, and my head. And understand something. I don't lie about stuff like this. I don't lie, though, okay? When it comes to people like that are terrorizing me or people I can't trust, I might lie, okay? All right? Let me tell you something. But I won't ever lie to you. I will never lie to you. Ever lie to you. Now, so I will do about an hour, at least, on my neck and my face and my head for an hour to an hour and a half, about 5 times a week. I get rid of all the stress in it. And if you were to clap right here, like, see, I've mastered this. Somebody else would go, oh my gosh, that hurts. Well, the person who hasn't mastered pain and doesn't understand that pain is a GPS, and that when you've got pain in your body, it tells you that you're out of alignment. But the reality is this doesn't hurt for me anymore. And it's not because I'm numbed out and I torture myself all day long. It's just that clapping is one of the most powerful personal self-take action steps you can do. You can clap different parts of your body. But I would clap, if I had a TMJ problem, I'd clap this for 5 to 15 minutes, and I'd do it every day until it was gone. Do you understand? And the reality is, if you go to Doc of Detox library, and you go into the Doc of Detox library, and all you got to do is give your name and your email. That's it. And when you go into the library, go click on Clapping for Health Guide, and you'll see there's a 2-hour preparation clapping video. Oh my God, I don't want to take 2 hours. Well, I'm pretty entertaining. And I'm going to be talking to you for 2 hours, and I'm only going to give you the most least expensive method, most powerful method in the world to help you to get out of depression, help you to break anxiety, help you to create stem cells, help you to move the crystallization, the calcification, help you to turn the scar tissue back into connective tissue. I think that's pretty dang good, don't you? So go in and watch that preparation video. It's called preparation clapping video. It's really not the greatest name, but it's what it is. And then I want you to go and watch clapping your lungs and clapping your lungs and your where am I today? Clapping your lungs and your heart for health. Okay, and I want you to go practice that and understand something. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? So the product tomorrow, the product spotlight video is clapping, right? And you can buy a clapper from us. Believe it or not, this goes back centuries, and they used to use leather and they used to use branches, but we're not going to do that. We're going to use this, okay? And it's bumpy on this side, and then you can use the edge to get into knuckles and arthritis, and I'm going to go through all this tomorrow. Probably that will come up around, what do you think, 11 o'clock, eh? I don't know. It's going to be around 10, 11, 12. Something like that. It's a longer one. And I'm not going to do a full clapping of like a full training because I'm doing the full training in a few weeks. But I'm going to show you how to clap your whole body because, believe it or not, we have sold 8,000 clappers. Yeah, you got that. 8,000 clappers. We just got 10,000 clappers in. And I'm going to show you how to clap your whole body, so get started. But please go watch that 2-hour video. It's worth watching, okay? Let me tell you something. The only reason why you're in pain, the only reason why you're suffering is because you haven't mastered your mind. You haven't mastered your body. You still think that medical care is health care. Or you still think that a little bit of supplement here and there, and by eating the normal diet, you've got this thing made. Well, here, let me show you. What happened to my salad? Can I have that? I want to show everybody. So I've been trying to eat my salad, but it's been a hectic day. So here, take a look. That's my salad. That was full right to the top. Usually I have that for supper, but I was going to have it for lunch. Meanwhile, it's 4:26, but I will eat it. And you'd be surprised how much food you don't need when you're not full of anxiety, when you're not programmed by the food corporations to just eat yourself to death, okay? And the only reason why you eat yourself to death is because there's too much dead food in your diet. And from dead animals to processed foods to GMOs to chemicals. And I don't do any of that, right? So I just want to be a lean, keen thinking machine, all right? So where was I? Oh, and for the what to do, grinding teeth. Oh, here's the deal. You're going to love this one. Okay. That's if I can find it. Okay. Usually we're downstairs where I have more room, so they got me all crunched up here. This is called Mag Infusion, everybody, okay? Are you ready to blow your mind? So there was a major study done on all the different magnesiums in the world. Well, maybe not in the world, but they did over 50 different magnesiums. And this is called Mag Infusion. And what you do is there's a little scoop in here, and you can do 1 to 3 scoops, put it in your mouth, and you mix it with saliva, and then you'll feel it heat up. It's a little metallic tasting, but guess what? It'll open up your mouth. It'll open up your jaw. But not just that. It'll calm you down. You'll be like, whoa, this feels so nice. And you know what? It's not because, yes, we're deficient in magnesium because we live in a contractual society. What's going on? Oh my God. Did you hear? Did you hear? Oh my God, do you know what they want to do now? Okay, so you just got to learn to connect to your breath. But I have people that will do 1 to 3 scoops, 3 to 6 times a day. And understand something. You can say, Daryl, you're making this up. But I've got people that were talking suicide. And I get them taking this. I get them doing a few other things. But the magnesium is the relaxant healing. And it opens you up. Where calcium's more of a contractor, right? Okay? So you might want to check that out. And I would suggest that you stop getting angry, or at least start working on it. Okay, Iris? And the problem is, I roar. I'll admit it. but I'll just roar for a few seconds and then I'll come right back into loving myself and the world I live in. Go ahead, get angry, stay there, and find out what the heck happens. You just destroyed yourself. So a tumor's made out of anger and hate. Right. There's the gun. Boom. Okay? All right, now let me explain something to you. So here's what happens. When you clench, you'll feel it. Go ahead. Everybody, feel in your jaw, and it should be like a nice smooth. If it's all ropey in here, or it's all thinned out and tight, or you'll be able to feel a knot. And that's what you're doing, is you've got a knot. So now we got a knot in our jaw, and whenever we get angry, okay, we contract. That knot is going to push on the nerves and cause so much pain. Okay, so what we want to do is go and turn and unloosen the knots throughout the whole body. All right? Okay. First question. I'm going to bounce from live questions to computer. I've got 32, I think, on the computer here, and I've got a lot here. Anyways, hi, Paulina. Since my son was 12 months of age, always wakes up throughout the night, either for feeding or comfort that we are there. He is now 3, keeps waking up every 2 to 3 hours. Guess what? Do you have a smart meter just outside the bedroom? Do you have an air conditioner that's on outside the bedroom? Okay. Does your son have, you can put a little bodyguard, and you can get a little child's one, bodyguard for against the Wi-Fi EMF, and you can put that around his ankle, or you could just hang that on your child's crib. I guarantee you that if your child is getting up every 2 or 3 hours, it's probably a 5G, 4G, Wi-Fi problem, smart meter problem. Okay, so take a really good look at that. Let me see. And he's 9 years old. Well, no, he's not. Can't be. He's not 9 years old. Let me see here. He's 3. He's 3 years old. Every night for us to sit with him until he falls asleep again. We have taken out the feeding. I'm not getting enough rest and need help with your suggestions. Well, the other thing is I guarantee you that he's probably got gas in his bowels. So what I'd like you to do, if he's 3 years old, let's say he weighs 30 pounds, maybe, I don't know. If he weighs 30 pounds, then what I would do is I would give him 1 ounce of the daily cleansing tea. It doesn't taste bad. It tastes great. To 1 ounce, start off with 1 ounce in the morning, and you can mix it with juice or mix it with something else, and then do it again at night. For one thing, watch when you get his bowels moving, because children, the biggest problem children have is their bowels, believe it or not. Because mommy and daddy don't know how to eat properly usually. No offense, I'm not trying to be like that. But if there's dairy in the diet, if there's bread in the diet, if there's meat in the diet, no 3-year-old can handle that. Especially, no 3-year-old can handle dead animals, okay? No 3-year-old can handle dairy, so understand that. It's not going down well, all right? So check that out. What else could you do? You can give your child Divine Vine. He'll love it. It's sweet. It's delicious. And Divine Vine will also help your child sleep. If you can get your child to do the magnesium, okay, you could try a little bit in his mouth, but if he doesn't like it and if it heats up, I wouldn't do that. I would put maybe like 2 scoops before bed, and I would put it in something to drink, a little bit of juice, maybe a little bit of grape juice, diluted with the magnesium, maybe 2 scoops. Watch what happens. Magnesium, you're not going to OD with magnesium, so even just try 1 scoop. The scooper is really small, okay, and it's called Mag Infusion. All right, I hope that helps. Where are we now? Jaqui, morning, doc. Please help. I've lost a lot of hair 9 years ago from thyroid problems, Hashimoto's. No, you lost a lot of hair and you wrecked your thyroid due to you terrorizing your body without you knowing it. And that's the God's truth. And then 4 years ago, and now again, I'm devastated to be here again. Can you advise what I can do? Again, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm trying to make it inexpensive for people, but now we're back to this mag infusion thing. First of all, you're going to need, the more you terrorize yourself, the more magnesium you need because you're contracting all the time. So take a look at what I said. 1 scoop 3 times a day to 3 scoops 3 times a day. And you're going to call me up. And I want you to call me and say, hey, you're wrong, you're right. My extension is number 5. That's it. I would definitely do that. I would do the Divine Vine as well. This is the Divine Vine. Okay, I'll tell you something else. I would also take a look at Iderol. Okay, Iderol. But we will have our Infinite Iodine back on the shelf, which is way better than Iderol. Iderol is a time release. Infinite Iodine is 10,000 times smaller in molecular size than any other iodine on the market. I'm not making this up. And it's all vegetable, okay? Now, let me say this about your hair. So if you're losing your hair, we know your liver, okay? So we know there's some anger there, okay? But with the thyroid, okay, we know that you've been hitting hard with your adrenals. Your adrenals are flat as well. But I would suggest you get a perfect day consultation for $150. You get lifetime calls and lifetime support from us. We never charge you again. Go take a look at my consultations on docofdetox.com. Click on consultations. Pick the master consultant you want. Your history comes to me. I call the consultant. We go over what I think you should do. They call you. They do the hour consult. They send you the audio. And guess what? Now you've got a blueprint. Now what we do is you've got a blueprint from the minute you wake up till you go to bed, and we're going to be there for you. I'm not going anywhere. You call us, we answer your questions. It's not about selling you tons of products. It's about getting you to learn how to love and care for yourself. That's the bottom line here, okay? Where were we? Bear with me 1 second. The other thing is you see the clapper I had? You should be clapping, okay? So people that are stressed out, look, I've got younger kids, okay, teenagers, and I said, look, just start clapping. Clap for an hour every day. Guess what happens? It brings them out of depression. It brings them out of anxiety. Brings them out of thinking about killing themselves. How do you like that? So I think it'll work on you. And also understand something. Look at this head of hair here, okay? So I'm almost 65, right? So I clap, like I said, about an hour, at least 5 days, 6 days a week. And I clap my scalp. And when I clap my scalp, look at these things sticking out here. Boy, you know, Dr. Wolfe is certainly into that old physical abuse stuff, isn't he? No, this isn't. I've been doing it for so long. So I'll clap, and I'll clap until this area here is just so heated up, so beautifully warm, okay? And I'll clap my whole head. And if you clap, okay, I'll make a plan with you. If you clap, let's say you clapped your scalp 15 minutes every night, that's not long. If you were to do that and get yourself what's called an Avacen, AVACEN, which has $500 off right now for the Black Friday sale. I think it depends on how many we sell. We've got 12 that we're going to do for $500 off. That's $500 cash off. Anyways, if you do that plus the clapping, and then you use our hair restorer, okay, you're going to grow back within 3 months, 30% of your hair, okay? Within 6 months to 9 months, 50%, your hair will be 50% thicker than it is. You heard what I said. Even balding people, yeah, Avacen will do that because it restores the microcirculation between that and clapping, and then use the hair restore that we have, okay? All right? If you go take a look at my DIY guide, I talk about how to grow your hair back. Okay, I also talk about how to fix ear problems and a few other things. You can look at the DIY guide. Lynn, hi Doc, where in the world are we safe from this cult? Okay. Safety is in the mind. You know what? I know you may not believe this, but whatever you think, you create. I want you to picture yourself being brave. I want you to picture yourself being high vibrational. Low vibrational beings don't come near high vibrational beings. Okay, you got to get this, and I truly mean this. And please, I feel really bad. I don't feel really bad. I feel for the people wearing masks. The ones that are wearing the mask, the ones that are so scared, they're the ones that are not going to have a very good ride here. They're the ones that are going to get attacked. Let me tell you something. So here's the deal. We're in Africa. The real scared, the weaker ones, they're in the back of the herd. What happens? Well, they get picked off by the predators, the lions, the hyenas, the tigers, don't they? Okay, all right. So what you got to do is you got to join the wolf pack. Do you know what wolves do? Wolves take the elderly, take the children. They take the scared wolves, the weak wolves. They put them in the front. They put the strong wolves in the back. Yeah. That's what you call family. That's what you call protecting. And that's in nature. So I'm telling you right now, this is what we got to do for each other, is we got to take the weaker right now until they become stronger. We got to protect them. And that's why, you've got the masked and the unmasked. That's why we're patient and we're going to be loving to everyone. But I do have to tell you, I will not go out where there's a lot of masks. Like, I won't go to store shopping. You'll never see me in a store shopping. You won't. You won't see me in a store shopping. I pay someone to go to the store, or I'm going to order it. And that's what they're trying to do anyways. But the reality is I can't. I'm not going to conform to this. So I'm not going to do it. So where's it safe? I don't know. How is it in your head? Because that's the first place. What you want to do is you can't run away from your mind. So why don't you master your mind so you don't want to run away? Let me tell you something. The other thing too is you don't know your rights, do you? So Wednesday night, I'm going to a common law meeting. And understand, if you knew common law, if you knew the law of the land, it's not the laws they make in government. It's not the laws they do in court. You never want to go to court with a lawyer even. If you go to court with a lawyer, the lawyer has to go by government law. And government law sucks because it's not for us. It's all been built for the elite. You're always going to get screwed tattooed. So the reality is I'm not going to court. And if I went to court, I would have somebody represent me that wasn't a lawyer, because that means that they can think outside the box. Lawyers can't win for you. Just know that. The whole thing is rigged. It's rigged. They're not liars. They just can't tell the truth, and they can't fight for you like they should, because they're under, okay, a whole set of laws. Yeah, really. Go figure. Isn't that the craziest thing in the world? Understand, what you believe is true is not true. What you think, you don't even know. You got to be willing to want to really open your eyes up, become a braveheart. I mean, you know what? I was into this when I was 17 years old. I mean, I understand. Everybody's like shook up. I'm not shook up. I knew this was going to happen. People that are awake know it's going to happen. But the problem is, if you try to wake up somebody that's asleep, they get angry. They want to punch you in the face. Here, why don't you take that mask off right now? You're not protecting you or me. Like, I'm going to do that. That person's going to be angry. You cannot wake people up until they're ready to wake up. And most people aren't going to wake up until family members get sick or die. That's it right there. And you know what? I'm just going to tell you like it is. But the reality is can you mind your own business? Can you stop taking things personal just because they're trying to come out there and attack us? Just, look after your family. Do what's right. Make sure you got food on hand. Make sure you got fresh water on hand. Actually, one of the product things I'm going to do this week will be that. I'm just going to talk about what I've done. Okay, so we'll do that. Tomorrow's Tuesday. So Wednesday, I'm going to tell you exactly what I've done and what I'm doing so that I'm comfortable through this adventure. That's it. So anyways, with your 9 years old, talk like a Braveheart warrior. Talk about how when you were young, you were scared too, and you couldn't sleep. Okay? All right? Oh, wait, 9 years old. 9 years ago. Okay, got it. I'm off track. Thank you. Lynn, hi, Doc. Where in the world are we safe? Okay. Again, master your mind, love. Go onto my library. Go do my Braveheart, and it's called Braveheart, okay? Emotional Mastery. And you can do the whole Braveheart course if you want. And if you want to start easy, just go in and watch the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps. And then go and do the masterclass. But the reality is, if you're not going to practice and do repetition, I got this. You know what? You are exactly where you are due to your prominent dominant beliefs. And if your prominent dominant beliefs are you're going to lose your life or your life is over, you know what? They just want to scare the crap out of you. That's all they want to do. So don't let them, Sit down with your family. Be logical. What would you do in this situation? And then just start working on it. And like I said, Wednesday, I'll tell you what I do. Tennille, I was diagnosed with ADHD, which there is no such thing, at a young age, and I was put on Concerta for it. I've been wanting to come off of it. Concentration has been something I'm still struggling with. Would you have any advice for me? Yeah, I would. I would have a lot of advice for you. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your drugs, but ADHD is more, it's anxiety. That's what it is. It's anxiety, not being able to focus. It's also being on the wrong foods, like dairy, sugar, gluten. Because you got to understand, when it comes to gluten, when it comes into the body like wheat, when any wheat products, when you go in the body, it acts like a bug. The body goes to attack the wheat, which is the gluten part, and because it thinks it's a bug, so it's attacking you. So understand something. If you don't eat right, you're not going to think right, okay? And if you don't think right, you're not going to eat right. I get that. But the reality is you got to go on, check out my whole plant-based diet. Go into my Perfect Day guide in the library and and look at the 4 pillars, okay? The 4 Perfect Day pillars of exercise, diet, nutrition, okay, and emotional. And check that out. And then start moving forward. Do you think that you could be selfish enough to research and start fulfilling your needs so that you can be healthy and happy so that you can teach your family? That's what you got to do. Again, remember something. Take a look at your water intake. Is it structured water? Are you drinking at least 3 to 4 liters a day? I'm not kidding. 3 to 4 liters a day of water. Okay? Are you doing a whole plant-based diet? Are your bowels moving 2 to 3 times? Nobody can think when they're corked up. Okay? Are you connected to your lion heart breathing? Do you have a slight smile on your face? Now, I will tell you this much. I do a fair bit of ATP, like here. That was a full glass, but I do a lot of ATP, and ATP is this. ATP is life crystals. We have the only ATP in the world that's organic. That's right. It's not synthetic. It's organic. All right? And ATP creates ATP. Like a man who's 75 kilograms, which is about 170 pounds, okay, needs 85 kilograms, which is about 195 pounds of ATP made every day. And that's made by your mitochondria, which are in all the cells of the body. And this helps to promote that. So there's lots of other things that you can do, like getting on the SAC calcium, getting on the fulvic acid, okay, to pull out the heavy metals out, to pull the heavy metals out of your body, and to get on the humic acid to encapsulate any viruses to carry them out of the body. It does a lot more. Humic acid balances the hormones, and the fulvic acid will deliver about 60 different nutrients into your cells, and it'll bring out 3 times its weight in heavy metals and acidity out of the cells. But take a look at the daily cleansing tea and get the cork out. You know what? Everybody thinks better after they have a good poop. And also remember something. People don't think well when they don't drink enough water. And because your mind gets dehydrated before any other part of your body. When you start to get foggy and you can't think, you'll be diagnosed with ADHD. And guess what? You were dehydrated. Go figure. Essential fatty acids. I have what's called Ocean Essentials. They're the most powerful. I don't have them up here. They're the most. Oh wait, maybe I do. Yeah, I do. They're the most powerful fatty acids on the market, and they really are. And they're easy to digest. It's called Ocean Essentials. It helps to feed your brain. You can't live without essential fatty acids for the brain. And remember what I said about the water? So remember something, and here's the deal. Blue light, like right now. Can you tell them to bring up my Tesla glasses, please? Okay. Right now, I'm looking at blue light. I got these white lights on. I got my computer here. I got 2 screens here. That's all blue light. Now, understand this. I wear them all the time. I was a little hectic today, but I wear my Tesla glasses all the time because if you work on computer, you've got every symptom under the book, like ADHD. Your cognitive thinking's going to go. Your eyes are going to be burning because your brain's on fire. See, blue light doesn't burn your eyes. Blue light burns your brain, and then your brain causes the inflammation, irritation on your eyes. So these are lots of reasons why you can't think. Do you turn the Wi-Fi off when you go to bed at night? Do you have a plugged-in alarm clock beside your head when you go to bed? Do you bring your phone in? Because that means you've got an antenna sitting right beside your head with hundreds of thousands of electrical waves coming to that phone and pulsating all night long. And then you're never going to have a good sleep. So there's many things. But I'm going to tell you, this is the way it goes, guys. $150 is going to buy you a perfect day consultation with one of my master consultants. And then you've got access to us for life. Do you understand that? I hope you do. We'll do it for life because guess what? There's a genius in there and everybody can heal from their problems. But you're not going to heal unless you take massive personal action. Diane, hi. What is good for reoccurring urinary tract infections? Well, right off the bat, Diane, you wouldn't have reoccurring. Why would you have reoccurring bladder problems? Why would you? Why would you? Well, guess what? 99.9% of all bladder problems, okay? My other ones. Okay? See, here's the Tesla glasses right here, okay? These are my pair that I use in the office. She's going to bring up my other pair that I wear around. They're a lot more sporty looking, but let me just explain. Tesla glasses, oh, they're on sale right now too. Never had them on sale for 15% off, and they are right now. Tesla glasses, they don't protect you against blue light. They take the blue light, they take the 5G that is hitting your eyes, and it turns it into a healing wave. So it actually heals your eyes, heals your brain. We're not interested in trying to manage blue light. We're interested in converting the blue light into healing light. And that's what these glasses do. Okay? Okay, so here's the deal. Right now, if you go to my website, you can get How to Become Number One at the Art of Number Two. It's a masterclass. It's 6 hours long up until Christmas. And understand something, you would never have a bladder infection unless you were pooping into your pelvis. Now, how can I say that? Well, I can, because guess what? Your bladder sits in front of the last 4 inches of your colon, and people that are constipated, and understand something, there's no way you're going to have a bladder problem unless you're absorbing your waste. Your pelvis, thank you, your pelvis is like a big soup bowl, okay? And you've been pooping in the soup bowl, girl. And here's the deal. So you know and I know that you've had constipation problems, and unless you're going 2 to 3 good bowel movements each and every day, then you're going to pay. You're kidding me. No, I'm not. No, I'm not kidding you. And I said good bowel movements. I didn't say diarrhea. Okay? So what happens is what we consider to be normal is abnormal, right? Okay? So people think I'm abnormal, the way I act, the way I talk, the way I eat, the way I treat myself. You know, I talk about total self-love, which for most people, that's just being totally selfish. How could he ever do that? He's so arrogant. Well, you know, because I don't want to ever not feel good. Thank you. So here's the deal. So what we have is you have your bladder here. Your colon comes down like this. And then here's your sigmoid. Then you've got your rectum, anus, okay? So right here, your bladder is here. And the last part of your colon, 4 inches, is right here. So your bladder's right here, okay? Your colon's right here. Now, what happens when the waist here and the waist here gets caught? Well, you got to reabsorb it. You got to absorb it, I mean. So it's going to affect your bladder. It's going to affect your ovaries. It's going to affect your uterus. It's going to affect your prostate. It's going to affect your fallopian tubes. How am I doing? And then after the pelvic gets full up of toxins and infection, then it's going to go out and it's going to eat away your hips. And it's going to eat away your knees. Are you hearing me yet? What do you think? 95 to 98% of all low back problems, guess what that's from? That's from you pooping in your pelvis. Where's your spine? Your spine sits right behind your large intestine. And so what do you think's happening? It's getting inflamed. And the reality is this. When your core is not strong, which is from the underneath your ribs all the way down to your pubic bone, that's your core. When that's not strong, then guess what? It's weak. Then it's like a screen door in a submarine. Okay? So you're asking what you could do for bladder problems? Well, I'll tell you what you could do. Get on the daily cleansing tea. I know, here we go with the products. Well, I gotta get the cork out, don't you? If you don't get the waste moving, and you should do daily cleansing tea every morning, every night for the rest of your life. And guess what? It's about the price of a medium coffee. And if you did that, you're gonna only just save yourself 85 to 95% of all the pain and suffering that everybody goes into, because your large intestine is the holy grail. I would also take a look at doing what's called tummy love, right? Tummy love, because it restores the good bacteria. Okay, and that would be your immune system. And then I would also do what's called black gold, because black gold, tummy love has fulvic and humic in it. Okay, and it's mixed in a way that the tummy love will actually help to restore the good bacteria. The black gold, it takes care of your digestive tract. It is a humic product, okay? And what it does, when it goes through your digestive tract from all the way from your stomach right down to your rectum, it's going in and it's getting rid of acidity, heavy metals. It's capturing all of that. And also when it gets down to the large intestine, the actual bacteria, they feed off the black gold. Okay? All right. I would be doing that for starters. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. You're not drinking enough water. Most people with bladder problems, you have to understand something. If I didn't drink a lot of water, the kidneys are a pump, right? And what if I didn't drink a lot of water to keep, what if I didn't drink a lot of water to keep the sediment, to keep the toxins moving? They would collect in the bladder, wouldn't they? That's logical, right? Sediment would collect in the bottom. Now that sediment is usually going to be toxic. So what does it do? It irritates and inflames your bladder, and then your bladder wants to shut down on itself. Look, everybody that has a bladder problem, the bladder can't even fill up. It gets a little bit of urine, and then, oh my God, I got a pain. I got to go to the bathroom. So you get up like 4 or 5 times a night, and you get to the toilet, and then only a few drops come out. That's called a bladder problem. Now, if you've got a bladder problem, you've got an inflamed uterus, you've got inflamed ovaries, and you've got scar tissue in your pelvis. There you go. If you've got a bladder problem and you're a male, you've got a prostate problem. It hasn't been diagnosed yet. Okay, because understand something, the bladder, okay, and the prostate sit right in front in the same neighborhood as the last part of your large intestine. That's the way it is. Go watch How to Become Number One at the Art of Number Two. You'll find that in my library, okay? Go click on the How to Become Number One at the Art of Number Two. Click on that guide. And then you'll be able to sign up for free. Once you sign up, it's free. After December, my masterclasses are not going to be free again. Okay? All right. Again, I would always tell people that if you've never had a consultation from us, get one. If you don't believe it was worth 10 times the money, then just ask for your money back. How's that? Because I know I'm right. Because understand something. Your body's amazing. And you're amazing. Why don't you unleash and discover the practitioner within, and then learn to be the one that looks after your body? You shouldn't need a doctor. You shouldn't need a doctor, okay? Whether it be medical or whether it be natural, okay? If you know how to look after yourself. Unless you are in an accident, emergency, then you have to go to a medical doctor. They do that the best. That's the bottom line. Diane, hi, what is good for... Okay, did that already. And also, if you've already got like a bladder infection, your bladder, if they say your bladder's falling down, okay, it's prolapsing. It actually isn't. It's your large intestine that's prolapsing on top of the bladder. You're losing tone, okay? So you're getting flabby, you're getting toxic, all right? And understand, you can get bladder infections from making love when your bladder's already infected. Did you get that? So making love, even if it's a little aggressive, won't give you a bladder infection. It's because your bladder's already weak, okay? It's already infected. Chris, I'm 51 years old, perimenopause, having bloating, and have had hiatal hernia for past 10 years. Girl, you've been constipated for 30. Okay, get the cork out. Okay, so the reality is this. Okay, let's take a look. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink of water. I want to tell you something. When you're under this blue light, you got to drink water. You don't drink water, you're going to fry your brain. Okay, so where was I? Oh, yeah. Hiatal hernia. Okay. 51 years old, perimenopausal, bloating. Okay. So menopausal means so her period is starting to slow down, okay? Or it's slowed down a lot. And the period gets rid of the worst toxins in a woman's body so that if she has a baby, it's going to be as healthy as possible. There's loving in the oven. I get it. So when you have a period, the worst toxins from the body are coming out through the vaginal canal. When the period starts to slow down, the body goes, what the heck are we going to do? We were really counting on that period showing up, and it's not showing up as often or as strong. So now, because she doesn't realize she's been constipated for 30 years, which doesn't mean she didn't go to the washroom. It just means she didn't do it really well. She went once a day, and some days she missed a day when she should have been going 2 or 3 times a day, and that's the God's truth. Don't ever ask a doctor how many times you should go, because the doctor will say, well, how often do you go? I go once every 4 days. Well, that's good for you then. Okay, there we go with that one. So now, so here we have it here. We have the diaphragm right about here, okay? Then what we have the pyloric sphincter here, okay? So what happens is when you are constipated, which you don't realize, but I want you to tell me you're not constipated, and then I want to ask you a question. How many days do you think it's going to take before you do this? Come on. And even just trying to get it out, or if you've got magazines or newspapers in your bathroom, then the whole family's constipated. It's because you all have the same diet. My grandfather died of colon cancer, so I'm going to too. No. It's not genetics. Diseases are not genetic. Cancer's not genetic. It's epigenetic. Okay? It's your habits. It's the way you think. It's the way you drink. It's the way you eat. And I will go toe-to-toe with anybody on that one. Anytime on my show. You're welcome. Call me. Extension 5. It's epigenetic. It's up here. It's not genetic. I don't want to get into it, but trust me, it's a discussion they're not going to win. Okay? So now, what happens is, I can't get it all out. So every time I go to the bathroom, you don't even realize it, because guess what? If you do something long enough and strong enough, you don't even think. It's in your subconscious, not in your conscious mind. You know, when you say to somebody, I don't like the way you treat me. So what? I treat you like this all the time. You know, when's the last time you could come downstairs and grind the coffee beans, put it in, make coffee, and even be drinking it, not even remember making it? The reality is you don't even know that you're kind of pushing. So you take your diaphragm and you try to push down, right? And then guess what? The pyloric sphincter pops up. So it pops up, okay? So now you've got part of your stomach, right? Part of your stomach pops up through the pyloric sphincter, okay, above it. And guess what? And now that's why you got all this acid and you're burning now. And you want to know something? If you were to come here, sweetheart, I could take my elbow and actually pull that part of your stomach back down through the pyloric sphincter, and you'd be fine. It would heal. Now, who's going to do that for you? Well, no one. So now you're in big trouble, because now the acid's going to come up and burn your throat, okay, burn your lung area. It's even going to feel like it's giving you heartburn, Okay, that's heartburn. There you go. So now you got to be the baking soda queen. So if you've got a hiatal hernia, you're going to need to do a teaspoon of baking soda in about 8 to 10 ounces of water, make it warm, and do that twice a day. And that'll help to stop the acid so you don't end up with lung and throat cancer because now with the stomach being above the pyloric sphincter, the acid can just come up into your throat and it'll burn your lungs too, because that's really acidic stuff. So you got to take the baking soda twice a day, morning and then afternoon on an empty stomach to buffer the acid down. So because it's like a volcano now. Psst, psst. Okay, so I could take my elbow with a technique I have, and it would take me maybe 2 or 3 minutes. We could pull that back down. And understand, all around here, you're getting scar tissue crystallization and even calcium forming because of that acidity. Okay, that's that part. So now your diaphragm pushed down, okay, too often, you push too hard, and this area is weak because you became toxic. Got to understand something. When you absorb the toxic waste in your pelvis from your large intestine, which 99.9% of the population is doing, it goes throughout your body. And wherever the weakest link is in your body, you're going to have a problem because the body has blocks. Remember something. The same blood that was in your toe is only within a couple of minutes in your brain. So everything is always rotating, moving to get that oxygen there, to get that waste out. Do you understand? Okay. So what happens is wherever you're blocked, wherever you have a weakness, that's where the inflammation is going to get worse and worse and worse. Okay? Let's see what else you got to say here. A hiatal hernia for 10 years. Originally lost 30 pounds after I changed my diet. I have now gained 30 pounds over the past year and a half. Do you have any suggestions? How could I access you consultation treatment? Okay, Chris, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but the reality is, Chris, get a consult. Go and, my extension is number 5. Give me a call and tell me when you do it. And I promise you, my friend, that this will be worth so much to you. Look, if we don't live up to blowing your mind, I'll give you your money back, okay? All right? Because nobody asks for their money when you treat them with respect and when you really follow through with what you're doing, okay? So go on my website, click on consultations, and I promise you we'll nail this thing, okay? All right? I'll also teach you how to do some clapping, teach you how to start pulling that stomach back down, okay? But remember something. You got to get your bowels moving, guy. You really do, okay? All right? Got to get the cork out. Get on the daily cleansing tea, tummy love, black gold. Get on the whole plant-based diet that I have in my Perfect Day guide. Go look at the 4 pillars. All right? Start there. And then also start kicking in coffee enemas, okay? All right? So here's the Doc of Detox coffee. And you want to... Here we go. There it is there. Okay? And you want to start doing coffee enemas. Yeah, look at Chris. If you're a guy, don't be shy. Okay, I'll tell you why. Haha, there you go. What a rhymer. When you start doing the coffee, you'll start purging your liver. And if you're 51 years old, would you not change the filter in your car for 51 years? Do you know what's going to happen when you get the cork out with the daily cleansing tea, tummy love and black gold, and then you go and do the coffee enema? Man, you are going to feel so amazing. Amazing. Okay? Let's switch over here. Golda, doctor, on the topic of immunity for any pathogen, we and nature are sprayed by poisons, by chemtrails. Most of our even organic foods are poisoned. We are bombarded EMF and now 5G. Very few people can afford to buy protections from EMF. Get better water, etc. What is your take? My take is that you got a really bad belief system, Golda. And I'll tell you something right now. Whatever you believe, you're going to get more of. And understand something. I can remember when I was younger, I had poverty consciousness. My father had it. His father had it. My mother had it. And we're brainwashed by the elite to believe money is hard to get. Well, now it's harder than ever to get. Well, I guess if you get a whole nation of people believing it's hard to get, it's going to be. So the reality is what are you good at? You know what? What's your gift that you could give to the world? What is it? You know what I mean? Because that's it right there. When you live your passion, find out what you're really good at. you'll never do without. Focus on what you want in your life, not what you you don't want in your life. And understand something, Golda, please, and don't be upset with me. But if you have poverty consciousness, then so do all your friends. I won't hang around with people with poverty consciousness because that would bring my vibration down. And you know what? You can learn to change that. Go in and start doing my Braveheart Mastery course. It's free right now. And understand something. Why is it that some people can make money, Golda, and other people can't make money? Why is it that some people are good at things and others aren't? Because they tap into the genius part of their mind, because they understand that, guess what? Your thoughts make and shape you. They do. They shape your body and they make you. And they also, your thoughts make decisions for you every day. Well, my decision is this, that money's not hard to get, and it's never going to be hard to get no matter what they try to do, okay? Understand, if the whole world changed the way they're thinking, you got to change the way they're thinking. Right now, the elite are saying, let's level the playing field. Let's erase everyone's debt. Let's give everybody the same amount of money, and let's go communism. That's basically what it is. That's what we're talking about here. Man, I don't want to do that. I want to live in a world where I'm still challenged, where my beliefs are challenged. You know, if I lived in a communist country and what do they say too? Give everybody this. No. So they say that if you give everybody the level playing field and you spread all the money out equally, that within 10 years, everybody will be back to the way they were. That's right, because your beliefs make and shape you. Listen, I'm successful today at what I do because I believe in myself. Do you believe in yourself, Golda? Do you believe that money's hard to get? Well, then it's going to be, because you're going to get what you believe in. We were created by our Creator to create. I don't know what else I can tell you. So if you're going to come on here and tell me that nobody can afford this stuff, then okay, that's nobody you know. I'll tell you something right now. We have a sale on right now. And I'll tell you, this sale, tell me nobody can afford it, okay? Just from this morning, we are already letting people know that we're going to run out of some things. And meanwhile, we got 5 times more product in our fulfillments across the United States and Canada. So the reality is I don't know what you're talking about, okay? And the sooner that you decide to change that idea that money's hard to get, love is hard to have, okay? And that everything is poisoned. Well, shit. I mean, with what I just read here, no wonder people have nothing to live for. Let me tell you something. With all the 5G, with all the blue light, with all the poisoning that these elite have tried to do, you know what? They're not going to get me. I'm so bigger than that. Remember something. Your body isn't even 1% of what you truly are. You feed your spirit, you rise above. Let me tell you something. I know people that are eating all organic, okay, and they will never be well because they put themselves in hell because their beliefs are there. I know people that don't eat that well, but they've got a smile on their face. They're connected to their breath. And you know what? They've got courage and faith, and they believe. Might want to think about that one. Kendra, Dr. Wolfe, can you please let us know what courses are coming up and the dates? I have been hearing such amazing things from my colleagues. Hold on. All right. So I'll make it short. In Kelowna, we have a whole life coach course and a non-surgical course starting on the 9th of January. That's 21 days long, okay? And then we have a whole life mind and body masterclass starting on February the 27th. That's 5 days, and that's online, okay? Then we'll be in Extapa for a whole life coach, Wolfe Non-Surgical, for 21 days starting on March the 13th. Extapa, Mexico at the Extapa World Training and Healing Center. And then after the 21-day course, people can stay for another 10 days where we'll be meeting we meet 8 hours a day for 21 days, 8 days for the whole life coach, 1 day off. Then the Wolfe Non-Surgical, 11 days, 1 day off. Or no, it's not 1 day off. 1 day off in between the whole life, the Wolfe Non-Surgical. On the 6th day, we take a day off, and then we come back for another 5. So that's 11-day course. After the 21 days, you can stay another 12 days in Extapa, and you get 2 days off, and then we go 10 days, 4 hours in the morning from 8 until 12, and then you have the rest of the day off, and then we meet at night Every night we meet, except for about 4 or 5 nights throughout that whole 33 days. We'll be meeting, except for 4 or 5 nights. The rest of the nights we'll be meeting and having a bonfire and a chit chat every night and just talking about what we've learned and answering people's questions. And then we have another whole life coach May the 1st until May the 1st till the 8th. And then May the 10th until the 21st, a Wolfe Non-Surgical. Okay, because there's a day off in between. You can take one or you can take the two of them together. I hope that answers your question. Ken, what products can I nebulize? Can you explain nebulizing? Okay, all right. Did you get that working? Okay. Okay, take a look. Do you see that, everyone? That's nebulizing. You know what I have in here right now? I got SAC calcium. So I wanted to show you that. Can you believe this? SAC calcium, which is like, it's the only calcium in the world. We already talked about that. You can take SAC calcium and you can breathe it up into your sinuses to go right up into your brain and the back of your eyes. Or you can breathe it in through your mouth and take it down into your lungs. Okay, but you can do SAC calcium. And like I said, it helps to decalcify and it restores the pH to blood, to tissue. Okay, all right, so you can do that. You can also nebulize Bright Eyes, which is a fulvic acid. It's the only fulvic acid that you can actually nebulize because the molecules, it's a nano. It's the only one on the market. There's not another fulvic acid that you can actually put in your eyes that I know of anywhere in the world. And you can put this in your eyes with the eyedropper, or you can nebulize it. And what fulvic acid does is pick up heavy metals, and it also helps to deliver nutrition, but it really brings out the inflammation out of the tissues, all right? And you can also nebulize Silver Bullet. The Silver Bullet liquid, this is a spray. You can spray it in your eyes or put it in your ears or put it in your vagina. But the Silver Bullet liquid, you can put the liquid, it comes in a 1 quart container. You can put a little bit into the nebulizer and you can nebulize that. What do you think that does for viruses, bacteria, fungus, sinus problems, lung problems? All of these 3 things are amazing for conditions like that. Okay, so those are the 3 things that we nebulize, all right? What else? Try to get through this here. Time's running on, isn't it? I guess I talk too much. Okay, Jan, I understand that I have a right to not wear a mask. However, if a store or establishment chooses to make the rule their right to turn you away without mask, that is their right too. So I just don't wear a mask. And at this point, cannot go into any store unless I'm arrested for non-compliance, which I understand is the store manager's right to call the cops on me. Am I misunderstanding anything? Any other opinions? I don't know. I guess it depends on the city, depends on the store, depends on the country. Oh my gosh, it's like the whole world's involved in this. I will tell you that, okay, you ready for this? There's, you can actually get a card that you can wear and it says that you're exempt. I'll actually show you the card. I'll get a picture taken and I'll put it on Facebook tomorrow. Okay, so remind me, Drake, will you? Okay. So I'm going to show you what people are showing the card and what they're wearing. Okay, what a bad boy am I. Okay, all right, Lynn, Dr. Wolfe, how long is your sale? I will not be able to purchase anything until Friday. Do you think there is a chance you will run out of any products? By what we've seen in the first few hours, I hope not. Like I said, we tripled everything for the sale, and compared to a year ago, we tripled it. So I can't tell you. I have a large family order to place. I don't know. I'm going to say that we're going to be okay till Friday. I don't know what else to say. That part is not really my part. Shane, Dr. Wolfe, what are the essentials we would need for a lockdown? You know what? If I could really do this on Wednesday, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, everyone? We're going to do it on Wednesday, right, Drake?
Yeah.
Can you make a note of that? And tomorrow's clapping. Now, the clapping, like I said, is I'm just going to go over some really simple, easy things for you to get started because you can't hurt yourself when you clap. But understand something. When you start clapping, the more you bruise, the more you bruise, the more root rot you have, which is the more waste that you've been absorbing through your large intestine. And you're rotten to the core, which means your abdomen area, you're rotten to the core. You've got so much toxins. So if you were to clap, whether it's here or anywhere in your body, if it goes red, you're healthy. But go look at my pre-clapping video. You want to clap for at least 5 minutes on an area. You see, that doesn't bother me now. So they'd be go, oh my God. So don't run away from pain, because if you run away from pain, you'll always be in it. Trust me. And don't try to tell pain to shut the hell up, because with drugs you're going to be in big trouble, because pain is a GPS and it's supposed to be your friend to the end. Okay. All right. So if you clap and you just go like a light purple, then we know we've got some contamination. Okay. If it goes dark purple, we know we got a lot. If it goes black, that means that you actually are, your tissues are decomposing inside you. Isn't that great? Understand something. People do not bruise. They're already bruised. This brings the bruising to the surface. And anybody who wants to challenge me on that, because if somebody were to go to a doctor, even a naturopathic doctor, or go to the medical doctor and say, oh my God, I went and did this and I bruised myself. You know what they would say? They would say, oh my God, stop it. You're going to hurt yourself. That's how much people know about health. They don't know about health. Okay? I know about health. And I don't mind being challenged. Okay? So if somebody wants to challenge me, we'll even have a special show. I'd love to have that happen. That would just be so great. You know, I haven't been challenged in a long time. And I'm not looking to go to battle with anyone. I'd like people to challenge me. I'd like people to challenge themselves, because if you're not evolving, if you're not growing consciously, then you're not growing at all. And that's why we have this COVID thing, because nobody's growing, okay? All right? They're de-evolving, okay? All right? All right. I don't say anybody. I didn't mean nobody is. Lots of people are evolving. I just meant the people, the ones that aren't, okay? The ones that are in so much fear. It's a killer. Leslie, the closer the second shutdown comes, the more aggressive my husband is becoming. He is a good man. He is just getting mad too easy. Please help me. I would get your husband the magnesium and put it in his everything you can. That's going to help him calm down. He's just worried that he's not going to be able to provide for his family. And he also, if he doesn't have answers, he's going to be very frustrated. And then some men, they just run anger programs. So I don't know what to say about that one. But the reality is just try to feed him non-inflammatory foods and try to forget to buy the junk foods that he's eating and the beer he's drinking. And try to get him to do the magnesium. Try to get him to do Divine Vine. Try to see if you can get him to do the daily cleansing tea, because everybody feels better when they've had a good poop. And see if you can do the couples connection. Go to my Braveheart 12 Loving Steps in my library. Okay? And please go in and look at the couples connection, where he lays on the floor, spreads his legs, and then you face him and you come right up. You wrap your legs around him. You put your arms around him. He puts his arms around you, and then just stare in each other's eyes for 10 minutes. You will melt his heart. And do that for 33 days. COVID's going to be at least 33 days. Do it every night for about no less than 10 minutes. Look into his eyes. He looks into your eyes. And just sit there. Connect your breath. Lionheart breathing. Slight smile. Make sure you pee before you do this. Shut off your phones. Dim the lighting so you can just see each other. Tell everybody to be quiet. And then go and do this when you're not tired. Do it before you get tired at night. Do it for 33 nights and you'll change your life. And you'll find out that you're going to find you'll fall deeper in love with yourselves and each other than you've ever done it before. Your spirits will connect. And I'm telling you, this is what every husband and wife should do. Okay? Because they need to become spirit partners. Okay? I would suggest that maybe, you would both get a consult. And if you want, you can call me. If it's a consult for the two of you, it's an hour and a half long. Then we will just charge you like $2.25. And that's $225. And that's for lifetime. No matter what your questions are, what support you need, we'll follow through on that. Okay? Jim, my son is talking about, oh boy. My son is talking about how life is not worth living. His friend just committed suicide last week. What do I do? Well, Jim, I'll tell you something. I have an iPhone. I don't mind spending 15 minutes with your son. Okay? Have him give me a call. Because I'm going to explain to him that if you have a negative thought for too long and too strong, it needs to be fed. It'll end up eating you. And that's what's happening to him. And understand something. Right now, we've only had 2 to 3 suicides a month here. We have 5 average a day. There's only 125,000 people that live in Kelowna. Okay? Can you get that? So, so this is what's going on right now. Teenagers don't believe there's a life. You know what? Who in the heck do they think they are? They took away their dancing. They took away their parties. They took away their bonfires. They took away their social gathering at the mall. They took away everything. Be brave for your son. Smile a lot. Sit down and talk every day with them, with all your children. Hold hands, get in a circle. Okay, say, what was your up today? What did you fear today? And then when they tell you, oh, I feared this, say, yeah, when I was your age, I had the same situation, but this is what I did to get out of that. Let them know that they're normal, and let them know that you got out. That's what you need to do. And let them know there's a bright future. And let them know that this may go on for a few months, but life is going to get back to the way it should be. It will be different, and it'll probably be better. Did you hear that? It's going to be different, son, but it's going to be better. Sometimes, you know what? Life just goes like this. And if we stay connected, we support each other, we are going to get stronger through this. That's what I would say. Kathy, what are the essential products for establishing the large intestinal health? Look, just start with daily cleansing tea. Okay, that's this. Tummy Love and Black Gold. And here's the Black Gold. And the Tummy Love is right here. And Tummy Love. And making sure you're drinking lots of structured water, at least 3 quarts. If you're a woman, 4 quarts. If you're a man, and more the merrier. You're not going to burn out your kidneys. That's a lie. Okay, and make sure that you're doing a whole plant-based diet. Go take a look at my 4 pillars in My Perfect Day. Learn how to do the Doc of Detox, Lengthen, Strengthen, Detoxify exercises, okay? They're amazing. Please, just go try them. See what you think. And you can go into my do-it-yourself guide, and all the exercises are there, aren't they, Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah, so go take a look there. They're all on video for you. And, yeah, get it started. Hi, Doc. Absolutely love you. My 6-year-old has chronic parasite infections. She has a lot of different kinds. Most times it's pinworms. The anti-parasite meds are harsh. We live in Puerto Vallarta. Thank you for any suggestions. Okay, now, please, give me a call. My phone number, you can call me on WhatsApp. My phone number is 250-801-0133. Call me on WhatsApp or call me on Skype. My Skype is DOC period, OF period, DETOX. I'm going to let you in on a little secret on how you can help to really help her, and it's amazing. But I would also look at diatomaceous earth and get her the daily cleansing tea. Diatomaceous earth, see if you can buy it down there. And daily cleansing tea you can order from us if you want. Order like 3 months. It'll last quite a while. But if you call me, I'm going to tell you a secret on how to get rid of those parasites. It doesn't matter how bad they are, but you have to call me, and I'll go through that with you. Anne, what should we do for hypothyroidism? Hypothyroidism. Oh, wow, we're talking about so many blocks in your body. So your thyroid's really slow now, and it's sluggish, and it's going, oh, I'm so tired. I would be doing Divine Vine. I would be doing Iderol, but I would definitely get on my infinite iodine when it comes in. But everybody needs to do iodine every day. So, Iodirol is a time release. It's really nice, okay? But there's nothing like my infinite iodine as soon as it gets on the shelf, which could be another 6 weeks, okay? Because we had some problems trying to get it bottled. There's always something. And now when COVID comes, we're trying to get this whole shutdown. We're trying to get ahead of everything here right now. But my infinite iodine, I'll be having a show on that and giving you more. But you need to be on, take a look at Iodirol, 12.5 milligrams. Start off there. And then you can give me a call if you want. I have people who have hypothyroid. They usually will do 2 of those, which is 25 milligrams. And you'll probably feel a lot better. And then I do the Divine Vine. Hypothyroid people have very lazy bowels. They have very poor digestion. So the reality is you've got to eat things like salads and blender drinks. Look on the July, I think it's not July, January the 8th, I'm going to be doing a 6-day advanced water fasting challenge. On July the 8th, we'll do a 2 weeks pre, where we're going to go over everything on how to prepare for a 6-day water fasting challenge. 2 weeks later, we start it. And every day I'll be on there with you answering your questions. Understand something. Advanced water fasting is better than water fasting. Water fasting is very harsh on the body. It can cause bone problems. And people are way too acidic to just do water fasting. And you can actually do water fasting with my advanced water fasting without turning your digestive tract on by using things like ATP or Divine Vine, SAC calcium, and fulvic. And by using some essential oils in your drinking water, and you'll improve your fast way better. And people that have like really bad arthritis or fibroids or tons of scar tissue or trapped protein problems or things of that nature will also do lots of what we call FiberClear, which is a systemic enzyme while they're on the advanced water fast. So we go in there and gobble up all those fibroids or different arthritic problems and go through it. If you go to my 6-day advanced water fasting challenge guide in my library, you can watch all the videos. There's so many videos in there to get you ready, okay? And that's what I would be doing if I had hypothyroidism. I'd also be doing clapping. I would be clapping my upper chest areas. I'd also be doing, what I would do is if I had that, start clapping, okay? Because hypothyroid is also a part of depression, okay? All right, it is, whether you want to believe it or not. No, this is just my personality. Actually, no, it's not. Basically, everybody on the planet, it's not your personality. It's not your personality until every prominent, dominant belief in your mind was created by you, for you, in total unconditional love. That's it. So if that's who you are, God bless you. And if not, I'd work on that, okay? Tracy, what do you recommend for strong immune systems? I'd recommend that you get a consult. I'd recommend Merigen. I'd recommend my Sinonian minerals. My Sinonian minerals have 147 nutrients in them. It's got all your minerals, vitamins, antioxidants all in one. I'd recommend doing tummy love. I'd recommend structured water. I'd recommend daily cleansing tea. Get the cork out. You got to keep the bowels moving. I'd recommend looking at the Perfect Day guide and look at the 4 pillars: diet, exercise, nutrition, and emotional. I put it all there for you. It's all just right there. And then if you think that's exciting, then get a consultation and then put us to the test. There's a lot of different things, but the reality is guess what? Everybody's got different symptoms, okay? We're all basically the same, but we have different personalities, and different personalities create different realities. So there's different products that are going to work on someone. Like Curcumin Cayenne 5000 is the most powerful, least expensive anti-inflammatory that's used from everything from autoimmune disease right to cancer. So it all depends on the person. Heather, I watched your video earlier and was wondering which of the products would be best to start with for helping with anxiety. Mag Infusion, you hit it. Ocean Essential Fatty Acids, absolutely. Divine Vine, you got it. I'm already taking Daily Cleansing Tea, Tummy Love Humic Acid, and Black Gold. Thank you. If you do those, and you do like I showed you on my product video today, you're going to hit this thing out of the park. And I truly mean that. So feel free to call me. My extension is number 5. All right? Stacy, I'm 49. I've been bleeding for 2 weeks and stop for 10 days and bleed for 2 weeks again for 3 months now. Is this normal? It's normal for you because you're so toxic. If you didn't bleed for that long, you'd have a tumor. The body, well, when you bleed that long during your period, it says, I got to get rid of this infection. What do you want? You want me to get rid of the blood, or do you want to grow a tumor? Do you want cancer somewhere, or do you want to grow a tumor? I guarantee your bowels are messed up. I guarantee that you have high anxiety and that you haven't looked at doing the perfect day. If you want, you can give me a call. Tomorrow, what am I doing tomorrow? Yeah, I can take calls tomorrow. I'm taking calls tomorrow. So if you call me tomorrow, I promise I'll answer your questions. But you have to understand something. You know what? When you bleed, it's because if you didn't bleed, you wouldn't be here. Okay? Understand, your body's not stupid. Okay? Healthcare is. But I'm not just talking about healthcare. I'm talking about natural healthcare all around the board. People don't understand it. Right, so how do you get the body to stop bleeding like that? Well, you got to reduce the toxicity. God did not make a dysfunctional system, okay? Between terrorizing ourselves emotionally and through our diet, this is why you're bleeding. Take a look at doing the daily cleansing tea, tummy loving black gold. Take a look at curcumin cayenne 5000. Take a look at drinking structured water and drinking at least 3 to 4 quarts a day. Learning and go learn the 4 pillars of love, which is in the Perfect Day Guide. And when you go to where the 4 pillars, like the Perfect Day, where it starts talking about it in the Perfect Day Guide, go look at the 4 pillars. Love band, life band, talking to yourself in the mirror, connecting to your breath, a slight smile on your face. This is what does it. You can't have a negative thought with a smile on your face and connecting to your breath. You can't. Go ahead, try. Try to picture someone dying that's really close to you and have a slight smile on your face and breathe 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. You can't even think bad about it. Yeah, and understand something. Just think about all the people that are thinking about hurting themselves, okay? Or even ending their lives. If they were to just smile, if they were to just connect to their breath, they wouldn't be able to do it. It's that simple. Let me tell you something right now. The world's messed up. You can't trust anything out there. They have never given you what you deserved. And they never will. Because you got to take it for yourself. It's always been that way. Why do you think it's so easy for me to be healthy? Because I take massive personal action. Why is it for me to be successful with my relationships, my finances, and my health? And my relationship with myself, everyone else, and my Creator? Because I take massive personal action. But it's very difficult to do that when you've been taught that you have no value and that you're worthless. And this is why we're having the COVID experience right now. If people would just take a look at the statistics, more people died last year of the cold and the flu than this year. But meanwhile, we're going to shut everything down. And these people are not going to be satisfied until 70% to 80% of all family businesses are ruined. So isn't it great? We gave them all the power they wanted. They control the government. They control the armed forces. They control the police. And the only thing that you need to do right now is to learn how to control your mind. And if we had 15% of the population mastering their mind, this would already be over. That means that I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I believe in what I'm going to believe, and I don't care what people think. The day that you no longer care what people think because what people are thinking is pretty stupid. I don't care what people think if it's stupid. Do you? God, if I were to take things personal, my gosh, people tell me to go F myself every day, for God's sakes. you know. That's okay. I love them anyway. What do you do when you're scared? You say bad things. You hurt yourself and others. Hurt people. That doesn't make them not a good person. It just makes them having weak, toxic beliefs. It's not their fault. As soon as you get here, you're programmed by usually two parents that don't know better. But you can't know better till you do better. My parents loved me as the best they could. I loved my children the best I could until I woke up. And then I could love them a lot better because I loved myself a lot better. You can't love anybody else better until you're better. You can't give what you're not. It's as simple as that. Jennifer, can you explain the benefits of your Ultimate Coffee Enema? My husband has a fatty, inflamed liver. Could you please also explain to him why it's inflamed? Well, first of all, the liver really loves anger, and it stores it there, and that's why the gallbladder, it gets that anger, and then the gallbladder gets angry, and then you have a gallbladder attack. But the reality is you'll get an inflamed liver and a fatty liver from eating products that are inflammatory, which we've talked about before. And the reality is you know what? Are you ready for this? There are children that are only 6 and 7 years old that have a fatty liver today. And that's because of all the processed GMO foods and the sugars their parents are giving them. So, just take a look. He's got to clean his diet up. He's got to get rid of sugar. He's got to get rid of dairy. He's got to get rid of flour products. He's got to cut back on the dead animals. Okay? Yeah. And if he's a drinker, well, he already knows the story. But the reality is a coffee enema, what it does is it goes in and it triggers the liver to contract and to actually open up and to actually dump a lot of the toxins that have built up over 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I mean, if he does his first enema, most men don't want to put anything up their bum. They're homophobic. But the reality is this, if he could do it, if he could just do it 1 and then 2, and then by the 3rd one, he'll be hooked because he'll feel calmer. He'll feel more peace. His bloating will go down. His digestion will get better. Yeah. That's a good start. But why don't you tell him to go take a look at... I have a video in the Do-It-Yourself guide that tells you how to do the coffee enema. And I also have in the 6-day advanced water fasting challenge guide in the library, I also talk about how to do the coffee enema. Yeah, there's nothing like it. Yeah. Chad, what to do for gout in an ankle? I know change my diet has helped, but is there anything else? Yeah, there is. Okay, so when you've got the gout, it's really hard to do that. If I had gout right now, I would go on an advanced water fast because you got to bring down the inflammation, got to bring down the crystallization. Because basically what's happening in your ankle, okay, it's like a horseshoe. The crystallization and the calcium builds up. So when you go to move your ankle, the crystallization is hitting on the nerves. And there's so much inflammation, you've got a block there, and it's pushing on the nerves like glass. So, but once the gout is gone, then you want to get in there and you want to start clapping. And I promise you, tomorrow... Chad, it's Chad, right? Let me see here. Chad, tomorrow I'm going to show you, okay? Can you remember, just write a note that I'm going to mention Chad's name. And then Chad, I'll show you how to work on that ankle for gout, okay? All right? But you also want to use DMSO gel, okay? And you want to use Pain Away essential oil. You also want to be taking the Mag Infusion because you need to relax, right? If you can afford it, get on the SAC calcium and get on the Mag Infusion. Also take curcumin cayenne 5000 to bring that inflammation down. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so this is DMSO gel made from trees. It's not toxic. That is a solvent that's going to go in and help to really bring a lot of blood flow. It'll make the area itchy. You want to put that on about 3 times a day. And then in between, you want to do it about 10 times a day. You want to put on the Pain Away. You want to put on the Pain Away essential oil. Just so everybody understands, our oils are as good a quality as the best of oils. I've been making my own essential oils since I was 28 years old. And this is all in Egyptian glass, and they are the highest concentrate, and they're all organic, okay? But I would be putting pain away on there. And if you're in a lot of pain, you put peppermint on. We have a high concentrate peppermint right here. And if you're in a lot of pain, put peppermint on the area, and that'll bring the pain down with the gout. If also you can put DMSO, rose cream, if the gout is inflamed really bad, start with that, okay? Start with the rose cream, and then you could even try to see the DMSO gel's a lot stronger. That's all. I would be doing that. What else? Well, the reality is this. You have to reduce the inflammation, okay? You got to do that. You got to reduce the inflammation. And if you want to put like a cold, wet towel on it, don't use ice. Not a good thing. A cold, wet towel, wring it out, put a few drops of, soak it in water that has peppermint in it, and then put that cold towel with the peppermint in the towel, or put a couple drops right on the gout area and put that on. It's going to really help. It cools it down, overrides the pain, and the peppermint or any essential oil increases the moving out of the toxic material that's actually crystallizing and poking the nerves. And then, like I said, use the DMSO as well. Gary, Dr. Wolfe, what do you do to prevent COVID? Okay. Can you put that down for Thursday? Okay, COVID's just a cold or a flu, but I'll go through it on Thursday. So tomorrow's clapping. What was the next day we were going to do? Lockdown. Okay, what we would do in a lockdown. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I would do in a lockdown. Okay, and then on Thursday we'll do COVID. What I would do in that situation. Lucy, I have watched your SAC calcium videos in your library. Could you please just review them for my husband since you have a sale on right now? I want him to understand the importance of why I need this calcium for the calcium deposits in my breasts. I will. Okay, so let's first explain why she's got them. Okay, let me see. Am I going to finish this today? Okay, I can't take any more questions. I'm going to try to finish these questions. First of all, okay, the breasts. Try to picture going to the fair. You know when you have that big hammer and you hit that thing and then ding? Okay, well, look at the hammer as your bowel spewing waste into your pelvis. Okay, that's right. You know what happens? Do you know what leaky gut is? That's where the fungus drills holes through your large intestine. Do you know what leaky gut is? It's not your gut. It's not even your small intestine. It's mainly your large intestine. And it's the fungus that drilled holes through. And it's the inflammation in there that causes tears in these tight junctions because you're only one cell thick. So what happens is the waste comes into the pelvic bowl. Okay, that gets into your bloodstream. But the problem is in the pelvic bowl, you've got your ovaries. The ovaries become inflamed. And what happens is, did you ever notice when it's period time, not all the time, okay, but the breast can become really tender. The breast will not be tender during period if the bowels were clean, if the toxic waste was down in the pelvis. People don't get it. You don't get breast problems unless you've got pelvic problems. Okay, so now we've got the breast being inflamed, we got infection, we got the lymph nodes. If you feel under here, it might feel fatty. That's not fat. That's toxic lymph nodes. So what happens is the lymph nodes are getting blocked. Okay, the breasts are getting inflamed from the toxins. Okay, and then if you're stressing out, that's even more adrenaline, more cortisol that's going to make it more inflammation. Understand this. You'll get crystallization in the breast. You'll get scar tissue in the breast. Every woman needs to massage your breasts. Every woman needs to massage your breasts at every shower. Get yourself moringa oil. We have structured moringa oil. And then get what's called lavender or also get orange. Orange is amazing for the breasts. Or frankincense. Those three. What you do is get moringa oil. And then I want you in the shower, okay, is to actually, You can be in the shower, wash, or they're getting nice and warm. Turn your back, get the moringa oil, and go in there and really massage your breasts and try to push the toxins out underneath the out to the lymph nodes. You see what I'm doing? So watch me. Watch. Out. Out. Okay, so I'm going to keep on pushing the drain here. And then I'm going to do this for 5 minutes. So this is good. You can the fingers are under my armpit and the hands here. If you were to do this under both armpits for 5 minutes in the shower, or just even 3 minutes or 2 minutes, just start and you'll see I'm right. Okay, and you can do it when you're not in the shower if you don't want to do it there. But after you do the massage, right, and you're draining up into here, then you want to clap. And you want to clap because what's going to happen if you feel fatty in here, this is going to go away after a few days if you clap that every day. And it's going to move the congestion from the lymph, and then the circulation is going to get better. And you can also clap your breasts, okay? I'll show how to clap the breasts tomorrow with is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow with the clapper. I can't even keep up to my own schedule. Okay. Anyway, so what happened is your breast got so bloody inflamed, and first it was crystallization, then scar tissue, and then it said, holy crap, the inflammation's not coming down. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's not eating right, thinking right. That's okay. So then what happens is your body goes, okay, last ditch effort. Send calcium in there. We've got to buffer down the pH. She's starting to mutate. Those cells are going to mutate. She's going to get breast cancer. That's why you get calcium deposits. So you can reverse this. Of course you can. Anything you create, you can uncreate. That's what I believe. And understand, sir, let your wife get this, because the SAC calcium is beyond Thunderdome. Nothing else is going to remove those blocks like SAC Merigen will do. We want the Merigen, and you want to do the clapping, and you want to do the oils and the essential oils. I'm going to tell you, you're going to see a big difference, and it'll come. It'll happen. You know what? When somebody hears something new, push it away. Understand something. Nature does not hurt people. Okay? Let me see here. What is a natural way to stop taking blood thinners? Well, the reality is getting on a whole plant-based diet, drinking enough structured water, get the cork out of your butt, do coffee enemas, and really bring the health back up. But the reality is some people will never get off blood thinners. I don't know why you're on blood thinners. So I'm not going to tell you, oh, do this and you can get off of blood thinners. Because the reality is if you've got stents in your heart, different types of things, you got to remember a stent or a heart valve is a foreign object. And the reality is if you're not taking the blood thinners, what happens is it'll coagulate, you'll get calcium built around it, you'll get scar tissue around it, it'll get all thick around it, and that could be trouble. All right? The reality is we should never be putting foreign objects in our body. No hip replacements, no screws, no bolts, no plates, no rods, no fake hips, no fake knees. We don't need to do that. Let me tell you something. What do surgeons do? Surgery. If you go ask a surgeon what I should do, he says, I'll keep an eye on it. How's he going to keep an eye on it? He'll just let you keep coming back until it's time to cut it. Okay, so get it. Take massive personal action. Let me tell you this. I don't care if you're booked for a knee surgery, hip surgery, or spine surgery. I'm going to give you a money-back guarantee that you're not going to go to surgery. And it's not because we're amazing. We're going to go in and pull the scar tissue apart. We're going to go in there and get rid of the calcium that's calcifying and the crystallization. And the tissue's going to grow back. Did you hear what I said? Yeah, you heard what I said. Bone on bone my butt. Okay? Bone on bone my butt. What happens is the tissues get calcified, so they don't see the tissues there. And also, the cartilage grows back. Did you hear what I said? It grows back. Right. You know what? You can only be as good as you're trained, right? Yeah. What are your thoughts on ozone therapy? I think it's great. Okay? There's a lot of other things I'd like to do. And just so you know, I think it's great. Okay, so I'll tell you something right now. Okay? When I was 28 years old, I had the first ozone clinic in Toronto, Canada. Okay? I had the CBC Marketplace sit across the street for a week trying to get me into big trouble because of my ozone clinic because I was working on HIV patients. For a year, they would start Marketplace, and it would be me. And you know what they did? They had me in front of my window, and I walked past it. They took a gray lens and they slowed it up, and this is the way they had me. Okay, I was like this. You know, what a scoundrel, eh? So ozone therapy is really good. It's natural, and you just got to know what you're doing. But I don't do it anymore, and it's not because it's not good. It's just I think I found a better way to do things. Stephen, can you please explain your humic and fulvic? Stephen, you know what, bud? If you could please, I've got tons of videos and interviews with our alchemist, Joshua. If you go into my library, click on the humic fulvic guide. All the information is in there. Our fulvic and humic, there's only 2% of fulvic and humic made without chemicals. That's us. Okay, and we have the smallest molecular size, and our fulvic is actually mixed with our ATP, which is the life crystals. So all that information is in there. And guess what? We have this thick of research, okay, third-party research from PubMed showing why humic and fulvic, what it can do, and ATP, so that you can get all the backing there. I'm not sure how they work, but they have changed my life in so many ways. Go take a look at the guide, please, bud. Susie, I had a cesarean 3 years ago, and now it hurts to bend over or stretch. I am also having problems with using the washroom and making love to my husband. What can I do? You got to get Wolfe Non-Surgical. I'll tell you right now, we can do lots of things, but if you can come here and get Wolfe Non-Surgical, I will tell you, in the first treatment, you are going to go, oh my God, I've got my life back. Understand something. When you got the cesarean and they cut you, surgery causes more scar tissue than anything else. Surgery causes more damage than anything else. That's why people are stiff later. That's why they can't move right. But with a cesarean, what happens is you grow 2 to 3 inch roots off of the scar, and that wraps itself around your small intestine, large intestine, even wrap itself around your ovaries, around your bladder. And understand the reason why it's painful when you're making love with your husband is because you've got massive scar tissue in there, and you don't have that freedom of motion. And also it's blocking off proper circulation. So the scar tissue is going to continually grow. If you got a beaver dam in the river, everything's going to back up behind the beaver dam. It's not going to flow. That's why. Get the daily cleansing tea, tummy love, black gold. Make sure you get a belly button therapy, and make sure you do that. Put this in your belly button, and understand you'll get a brochure with it, but go to my DIY guide and watch the video on belly button therapy. It'll release 70% of your serotonin, 50% of your dopamine, but it'll also help you to go in there and loosen up the scar tissue, okay? So check that out as well, all right? Next, Rita. Dr. Wolfe, the anxiety in my family is going through the roof. Can you please give me some advice on how to calm them down? Can you put that part of the lockdown? Put anxiety. Write it with the lockdown, because we're going to do the lockdown on Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll talk about the lockdown on Wednesday. 17, Dr. Cameron, from Dr. Cameron. What are your essential oils like compared to Young Living? Well, I'll tell you this much. We have a money-back guarantee that they're just as good or better. How's that? Okay? Understand something. Anybody can get pure organic oils, and anybody can do a masterful job at anything if they put their heart into it. The difference is that you can buy, how's this? You can buy 4 ounces of most of my oils in Egyptian glass for $95. You can buy my frankincense, which is as good as any frankincense anywhere in the world or better, for $195 for 4 ounces. You're not going to find that anywhere else. So go through a multi-level company and you're going to have to pay a lot, okay? Don't think that we're giving anybody cheap oils by any means. I wouldn't do that. Remember something. We treat everything here, every autoimmune disease, and you can't be watering things down. My products are all the highest frequency possible. And that's it. Nobody has high frequency products like me. I'm the only one in the world with life crystals. I've got infinite iodine. Nobody has a vibrational iodine like that. You know what we're coming out with in 2 months? The first silver tablet. so you can travel and take the most potent silver tablet against bugs, okay, and an infection. We're coming out with the first gold tablet. Do you know what gold's good for? It'll stop addictions. You know what else it's good for? To work on you etherically, to bring everything together, to work on the invisible. Anyways, I'll be bringing information about that. Tina, Dr. Wolfe, are you still doing personal treatment and trainings? What would be the steps to get your master trainers to come here? I don't know where here is, but understand, we haven't stopped doing personal treatment and trainings. We're flying to countries and we're going into different states and different provinces that have no problem. So the reality is we never stop doing personal treatment and trainings. We're not going to. We go and teach families all over. We've been doing certifications for clinics. We fly in and we certify clinics with our Wolfe Non-Surgical. Okay, let's see. We finished those. Now we just got to finish this. What can you do for ADHD? My granddaughter is 8 and the doctors want to put her on Ritalin. Oh my God, yeah, let's just drug everybody. Let's drug them all, shut down their emotions. Let's just do that. First of all, get your daughter on granddaughter on daily cleansing tea, because I'm going to tell you something. Just find out what her bowel movements are like. Get her drinking lots of structured water, okay? And the reality is, get her on the ocean essential oils. I showed you those. Okay, bear with me. Anyways, my ocean essential oils, there somewhere. But get her on ocean essential oils and give me a call tomorrow, extension 5. Get her on ocean essential oils, Divine Vine, all right? And daily cleansing tea. And get her off all of the inflammatory foods that her parents are still feeding her. And what else? Get her on... that's good. That's good for starters. Okay? Get her on Ocean Essential Oils. Get her on Divine Vine. How she's sleeping. That's one thing I'd like to know. Because a lot of times they don't sleep well. Are the parents getting along well? Or are they COVID scared? That's something. I would start there. And I'd get her on Sinonian minerals. Okay? All right? Let me see if they brought those up. Nope, didn't bring those up either. My Sinonian minerals, if you could get your granddaughter to do 1 in the morning, 1 at night, 147 nutrients in there. If you could get her to do Divine Vine, a teaspoon 3 times a day. And if you could get her, I know it sounds a little crazy, but it's not. Get her to take 5, they're very small, of the Ocean Essentials. Get her to do that twice a day. Okay? There's a good start. And then you can call and let me know how she's doing. But don't forget about the daily cleansing tea, please. Okay? And then I'd have her a bodyguard, especially if she's going to school or if there's a lot of Wi-Fi. You'd be surprised how Wi-Fi and 4G and pretty soon 5G really disturbs the whole nervous system. Okay? But you know what? ADHD never existed before. And I'll tell you something right now. I don't care who the person is. You can reverse it. Okay? Denise, what do you recommend for osteoarthritic and back disc issues? Well, first of all, I would recommend Cardigan. You would take it 3 times a day. Marigin is more expensive, and you would take that twice a day, but it's way more effective than the Cardigan. They're both SAC calcium products. I would also suggest that you can use the DMSO rose cream and rub that on, and then use Pain Away essential oil. And you said that it was in and back disc and osteoarthritic and back disc issues. Okay, when you've got disc issues, it's because your discs, let's say they were this big, now they're only this big. And that's because you're dehydrated. I'm telling you right now, if it wasn't for your bowels, and I'll tell you right now, it's in your low back, isn't it? Because your bowels in your low back, if you look at your large intestine and go straight through, you'll hit your low back. You'll hit at L3, L4, L5. And that's where everybody has disc problems, if they have them. And what happens is the same amount of tissue is in your disc, but it's so much inflammation and infection, it's dehydrated. And if you could come to a Wolfe Non-Surgical therapist, I will give you a money-back guarantee that we can reverse that to a point that you're going to go, oh my God, I don't have a problem in one treatment, first treatment. I won't say we'll totally reverse it. We'll reverse it in your mind that you know you don't need surgery, and that's ridiculous, okay? Let me tell you something right now. I will tell you that 95% of all chronic problems can be reversed and do not need surgery. And people are getting surgery, and they're putting foreign objects in their body. And then guess what? They're on pain meds because of the inflammation. The whole thing is just screwed up. The whole paradigm about health is just so messed up. You're created by God Almighty, for pity's sakes. Your body can heal as soon as you have someone that's going to give you back your power. Okay? I would be also taking a look at my pelvic activation squats and also the pelvic expander, and go into the do-it-yourself guide and take a look at the Doc of Detox length and strength and detox exercises, because you need to stretch more. And eventually you should be able to get yourself a foam roller and start rolling, okay, on that. Okay, that's good starters, but you better fix your bowel up, because I guarantee you got to understand something. Low back problems are because of low tone, no tone in your core, which is your abdominal area, because that's what picks things up. That's what gets you off the toilet, in the car. That's what picks your grandchildren up, picks the groceries up. That's what keeps you standing up, not your back. When you lose your tone in your core, you jam up your back, and because you've lost your tone in your core, your large intestine has lost its tone, you're pooping into your back. You think I'm kidding? Anybody wants to challenge me, you can just call, and we can come on and do a show. All right? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Okay? Enough is enough. Because the whole thing is dysfunctional. Okay? Understand that. And I'm telling you right now, 95% of all physical problems are because you're pooping into your pelvis. And you know what? If you've got bad breath, then you know what? Then you've got a manure pile rotting down there. You got smelly armpits, you got the same thing. Smelly vagina, same thing. If you've got fungal problems, same thing. If you've got itis anywhere, inflammation, why'd you get it? You can't have it unless you have infection. Do you get it? Okay, and then why doesn't the medical system even look at the large intestine? How can you come in looking like you're 6 months pregnant and be a man, and they don't even talk to you about it? Right? Okay, they've been taught to not talk about it. Disrespect your large intestine, and guess what? You're going to have one hell of a bumpy road. Okay? Your tummy's not going to be the only thing sticking out. And remember something, every time you're bloated, every time you've got gas, every time you got cramps, this is you putrefying inside. Did you get that? Every time you have heartburn. Okay? I can keep going if you want. Every time you got diarrhea, every time you can't poop right, every time you got hemorrhoids, every time you get polyps, every time you have diverticuli, colitis. How are we doing? Okay. I have hypothyroidism, and they say that my thyroid is dead, but I believe I can make it work again. How would I do that? Well, first of all, if you work on a computer, then you want to put a scarf right here, okay? You want to cover right here, because your thyroid is only 2 centimeters deep right here, and you're blue lighting it. You're frying it like radiation, okay? Okay. The other thing is you might want to get yourself a bodyguard. They're on sale, okay? And, here, a bodyguard, if you don't like it, send it back, okay? But a bodyguard will protect you from 5G and from Wi-Fi and cellular EMF and dirty electricity, all right? If you go take a look at EMF/light, go take a look, go to shop. On my shop, go to EMF/light. Go watch the video with Peter Webb, okay? All right. Oh, actually, Peter Webb's coming on, isn't he?
Next Wednesday.
This Wednesday. We're doing a show. Jeez, there you go. 3 p.m. This Wednesday, we're doing a show. I'm not too busy, I'm just going crazy. So we're doing a show, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday, and then we're doing a Q&A on Thursday. So then you can challenge him. You know what's amazing? Everybody knows that 5G is toxic. Everybody knows that blue light is toxic and that it can hurt you. But people, they can't wrap their head around radionics, that you could actually put something in something that's going to protect the whole body. Go figure. You might want to check that show out. Hypothyroidism. Okay. Hypo. It means that it's so sluggish. It's not dead. So, you know, if I did it, go in and watch my clapping video. Go to clapping for health. Go in there, look at the preparation clapping video. It's 2 hours. But my God, do you want the power to heal? And then go watch the clapping your heart and lungs for health. So that's an hour and 10 minutes. So 3 hour and 10 minutes. You know, I'm not too boring. And then go do it. And then start clapping this area. And also take a look at doing, like I said earlier, you could take like Iderol, 25 milligrams. And that's 2 of them. It's time release. And as soon as my infinite iodine comes in, I would suggest that you get on that because it's more powerful. We just don't have it on the shelf right now, but it will be in 3 or 4 weeks, okay? The other thing is that, well, that would be the main thing. I would also take a look at the SAC calcium products, and I'd also look at Divine Vine, and I'd also like get the cork out, get on the daily cleansing tea, Tummy Love Black Gold, and get on a whole plant-based diet, high vibrational. Let me tell you something. Your diet's low vibrational. Your thoughts are low vibrational. And guess what? So your thyroid's going to be that too. And your thyroid, okay, it gets the living crap kicked out of it from stress and inflammation. So you might want to take a look at doing my Braveheart loving steps and learning how to love yourself well. Heather, is it worth someone taking detox tea, tummy love, etc., if someone changed their diet? Okay, you heard what my diet is. I take tea. I take daily cleansing tea morning and night, and I'll do it for the rest of my life. I'm going to be a lean, keen, okay, healthy machine. That's it. I would never stop daily cleansing tea. And that's not a sales pitch. Do it, and if I'm wrong, okay, go ahead and do it for 3 months, and then see. Remember, there's no laxatives, there's no stimulants in it. All it's doing is cleansing your detox organs. And then you're going to have the doctor going, I don't know why you're doing that. Detoxification, your whole body's made out of detoxification organs. Yeah, well, look it. It's not called natural. It's not called nature. You poisoned the water. You poisoned the food. You poisoned the air. You're stressing the crap out of us. Okay? All right? And how many people have a really good poop? All right? And understand something. If we weren't trying to poison people and kill them, then guess what? The detoxification organs that God created for us would be more than enough. Okay? Whenever you medical doctors want to really start talking about detoxification and what a good diet is, what good exercise is, what good thinking, what good drinking, what good eating is, okay? And you want to stand up for human beings and tell corporations to stop poisoning us, then guess what? Then I don't need to sell all this stuff, do I? Okay, then I can just go retire. How's that? You know how often I'll have a medical doctor telling one of my patients that I am a charlatan, I'm a snake oil salesman, because we have what? You have your lungs, you have your lymph system, you have your skin, you have your kidneys, okay, you have your bowel, okay? All of these are detoxification organs, and your liver, and it's all so ridiculous to think you need to detox. Well, it's not when you don't live in a planet that loves you well. You can take that to the bank too. I'm not angry, but the reality is I've only got another couple minutes to hopefully reach you, okay? Would you recommend clapping for lump or on breast? Undiagnosed, regardless, it's here, but believing it's leaving, doing fever baths and hyperbaric too. Well, you know what? Avicen is the most amazing thing for lumps in the breast. Avicen is $500 off right now. I'm not trying to do the sales pitch. And yes, I would clap it if it was me. But the reality is, if you want to send me a picture of the lump, or you want to call me, my extension is 5, call me tomorrow, and tell me what it feels like. Is it fibrosed? Is it really hard? Is it spongy? Where is it in the breast? Okay, let's work together. Teamwork makes the dream work. I'm here for you. You know, but the reality is If you don't want to clap it, why don't you clap under your armpit? Why don't you clap all around it? Why don't you go and watch my video on how to clap properly? And everybody, order a clapper. I'm going to show you how to clap on, what day? Wednesday, right? That's Drake. He falls asleep. Got to wake him up.
Tuesday's clapping.
Tuesday, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there you go. See? I'm asleep. He's not asleep. Anyways, so order your clapper, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to clap more thoroughly every part of your body. And I think I might be starting this in between Christmas and New Year's, okay? Just letting you know, okay? And let me see what else we got going on here. I think we're down to the last one. Would you recommend clap? Oh, I did it. I would definitely recommend clapping, but let's talk about it. And guess what? Here's how it is. Let me put it to you this way. Isn't it about strategy? If you have a great strategy, right? Isn't that what it's always about? To strategize in life. That's how you win. I'm going to tell you. What if there was a small group on the planet and they had more money than brains and they were strategizing for the last 25 years, okay, how to release a fake virus, okay, that was going to kill the world, and they were able to scare the whole world that the whole world would stay in and then give up their life. What do you think of that? See? Strategy's powerful, eh? I bet you, I know you don't believe me that could ever happen, right? No, it couldn't. I wouldn't even go to watch a movie like that. I wouldn't even believe that could become a movie. I mean, who would be that stupid to fall for a virus that's not alive and then to wear a mask that doesn't help at all, and the 6-foot rule because a virus is an aerosol. It can travel 30 feet. Who would ever do that? Okay? Who would ever fall for that? And then who would ever believe that they could make a vaccine when it takes years and years, but it's already been ready? Okay. All right. So strategy. If you strategize properly, you could sell anybody anything. You could even sell people on giving up their life. Isn't that something? And I do want to say one last thing before I close today. What about the elderly? I want to know about that right now. What about the elderly? Enough is enough. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I read out a letter that I actually got by somebody that works in a hospital. And the hospital is basically empty of COVID. They don't have COVID. They have elderly people dying there alone, okay? And they have more elderly people dying there alone and suicide victims than anything else in the hospital. I'm not making that up. And everything's marked down COVID as soon as it comes into the hospital unless the doctor signs off. Welcome to the new world. Okay. And you know when they say that it's never returning back to normal? Well, my life is still normal. You gotta work on making it normal. You gotta work on making it happy and healthy. And you gotta take massive personal action. You gotta know this. Okay? So everybody have a new series. Tune in. It's Product Spotlight. Like tomorrow it's clapping. Wednesday, November 25th, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I got 5G and crystal radionics with Peter Webb. And then Thursday, we're going to do a Q&A at 3 p.m. So get your questions in here or tomorrow or on any of my postings I do. And then on Monday, I'll have another live Q&A. I've already told you about my courses. I have a course coming here in January 9th. And then I have a whole life mind and body masterclass online around the world, February the 27th. It goes for 5 days, starts on a Saturday, just so everybody knows. Then I'm in Ixtapa, Mexico, where I'll be doing a 21-day course. And then people can stay for an extra 12 days, 2 days off, and 10 days. The last 10 days will just be 4 hours in the morning. And then really trying to perfect and go back and open up your own business. And understand something. You can take this or leave it. In 21 days, I'll make you the most powerful practitioner out there. Okay? And you're going, who could do that? Let me tell you something. You could do that. Okay? What else? Kelowna, I'll be doing after January. I won't have another class in Kelowna until May. and there'll be another whole life coach, Wolfe Non-Surgical, here. If you're interested in getting a consultation, please go to Doc of Detox and hit the consultation tab at the top. Pick the consultant you want. You'll pay $150. You'll get a 1-hour audio, and you'll get lifetime support, and I do mean that. Okay? The next thing is, too, don't forget, everyone, like I said, every Monday we've got a live Q&A. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It's on Intercom. All the Q&As are timestamped 24 hours after I do them, so you can find your question easy on YouTube. Okay? And when watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe below and make sure that you click on the bell to enable notifications that you never miss a show. All our shows and our Q&As are timestamped. So, like I said, so you'll find your questions easy. And even if I have somebody and I interview them, we do the same thing. But that's only on YouTube. And if you want to listen to any of my trainings, you can download the audios to any of my trainings, everything I do, for free at iTunes, Spotify, or SoundCloud. Hey, we were all created by the same God. Isn't that something? Never forget that. No matter what a person's doing, whether they have a mask, don't have a mask, they're smiling or not smiling, we are all spirit family, okay? So let's be patient, and let's see if we can totally love ourselves well. Let's see if we can stop judging and observe. Oh, I don't want that. But let's see if we can get rid of the negative side of emotions. And there's nothing wrong with getting angry, but just don't stay there too long, okay? God bless everyone. 3, 2, 1. You got this, Braveheart. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.